If you want to crochet everything you see on Pinterest and YouTube, but you just don't feel like you have the technical background in crocheting to feel confident in it, then this series on Crocheting Basics is for you. Hi, I'm Ashley and today is all about basic stitches. I'm going to show you how to start with a basic chain stitch and how to do a single crochet, a double crochet, a triple crochet, along with the half double and the half triple stitches. As we go, I'm going to show you my strategy for keeping nice even edges, and keep watching until the very end because I'm going to explain to you how knowing the basics of how and why these stitches are made will help you use them to create or adjust any pattern. When you understand the why of crocheting, you are able to do anything you want. And when you see how I break it down for you, you're going to realize that it's actually a lot easier than it sounds. Of course, like always, I want you to subscribe to my channel, but this is even more valuable today because today I'm starting a series and you're not going to want to miss any of it. In future episodes, I will be explaining some of the anatomy of a crochet stitch and how to manipulate it to add texture to your projects, how to increase and decrease, and some of my favorite stitches for creating projects within the trendiest design styles of the moment. I'm just gonna take a quick second to enjoy my wine and give you a chance to subscribe. All right, let's get to crocheting. I'm going to start by showing you how to do a chain stitch to start your project. Wrap your yarn around your finger and pull both ends through to create a slip knot. And then insert your crochet hook into the knot and tighten the yarn. Bring your yarn up and over your hook and then use the hook to pull it through the loop. Continue to do that same thing, counting each one as one chain. Now let's move on to a single crochet. I think it's important to think about what value each stitch brings to crocheting, and for me this single crochet is great because it's such a small stitch that it is a great stitch to use when you want to make small adjustments to something. For example, it is great for crocheting a diagonal line, and it's also a very dense stitch, which is sometimes really important in particular projects. Once you have completed your chain, you are ready to begin. For a single crochet, each row always starts with one chain. So here I have chained one extra chain, and as I start in my stitch, I'm going to go into the second chain from my hook. Insert your hook, pull your yarn over, and pull it through. Then yarn over again and pull it through both loops. Again, insert your hook into the next chain, yarn over, pull it through, and then yarn over and pull it through both loops. If needed, pull up on your hook a little to see where your yarn stretches so that you can see where your next stitch goes. Continue that way until you reach the end of your row. I've turned my project to start my next row, and since it's a single crochet, I've chained one to begin. Insert your yarn into that very first stitch by the chain. Yarn over, pull through. Yarn over again and pull through both loops. And you'll continue like that till the end of the row. Always starting my row in that very first stitch next to the chain is how I keep such nice even edges. The double crochet is exactly that. It's double a single crochet. This is a great stitch for moving quickly in a project because it covers area a lot faster than a single crochet. And it's also really useful for adding textures by using the posts of the stitch to crochet in. And I'm going to tell you more about that in one of my next episodes. To do a double crochet, you'll start by chaining two. Now first you're going to yarn over your hook and insert it into that very first stitch again. Hook onto your yarn, pull it through. Now yarn over again, this time pull through two loops. Yarn over one more time and pull through the last two loops on your hook. Again, yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, hook onto that yarn and pull it through. Yarn over, pull through two loops, yarn over again, and pull through the other two loops. And you'll continue this way till the end of your row, where you can again turn your work over, chain two, and start another row of a double crochet. And you can see that the edges of my little sample project here are nice and even without any gaps. And that's why I like to be conservative with my number of chains as I go from row to row, and why I always count that very first stitch as stitch 1. Onto the triple crochet, this is even taller than the double crochet and therefore also a lot less dense. This is a great stitch for moving quickly when you want a looser weave to your project. This time you're going to start by chaining 3. Now wrap your yarn around your hook 2 times and insert it into that first stitch. Hook onto your yarn and pull it through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2 more loops, yarn over and pull through the last 2 loops. And again, you go around your hook twice, insert your hook, pull the yarn through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Continue with the rest of that row, remembering that with a triple crochet, you will always have 3 sets of 2 loops to pull through. And always chain 3 at the beginning of each row. Now, there might also be times where you need a stitch taller than a single, but not as tall as a double, and that's where the halves come in. Let's start with the half double crochet. You'll start the same way as a double crochet by chaining 2, yarn over and insert your hook into that first stitch, grab onto your yarn and pull it through. Now this time yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. And that's what makes it a half double crochet. It starts the same as a double crochet, but instead of pulling through 2 loops and then pulling through a second set of 2 loops, you pull through all your loops at once. And now let me show you the half triple crochet. Just like a triple crochet, we'll start with going around our hook twice, into the stitch, pull it through, yarn over, and this time pull it through the first 2 loops, and then yarn over and pull it through the remaining 3 loops. In a triple crochet, you pull through 3 sets of 2 loops. But to do a half triple crochet, you only pull through those first 2 loops and then all 3 loops at once, and this is what decreases the height of that stitch. So that all makes perfect sense, right? If you still have any questions about the stitches I showed you today or how I get those nice even edges on my projects, drop me a comment below and I will try to help you out. Now, why is it valuable to know how these stitches work? Well, if you are like me, you probably see projects that you love and you want to create them, but there isn't a pattern available or you need to adjust it a little bit. I actually learned a lot about crocheting when I was on hospital bed rest with my last pregnancy. My water broke at 28 weeks and I spent 43 days in the hospital before he was born. So not only did I have a lot of time to really perfect my skills, but I also needed to be able to create patterns I liked so that I could make things for this tiny little baby that I knew was going to be quite premature. Here is the little going home outfit I crocheted him. So tiny. So it's useful to know that as you're designing a project, if you want something to be a little wider in one area, for example, switching to a double crochet from a single crochet in that spot might be an option. And if you're trying to make a small adjustment, the single crochet is the way to go. I'll be giving you more ways to increase and decrease size in a future tutorial, but knowing how to use these stitches to your advantage should be a good start for now. If you liked this tutorial, don't forget to give this video a like too. And as always, I'll be back soon. I think my forecast for this weekend is going to be a lot of crocheting with a chance of wine. No, it's probably the reverse.